And before Vivian runs away, I would like to invite him to demo one of the concepts that we have been waiting for a while. It's like this concept of pre-render. Well, I will let him explain and show the show the demo. I can bring my laptop on, or can you?
I don't think I need to plug that up. I don't know how to share the screen. Ouais. C'est vrai? Ok.
C'est peut-être le HTML. On droit des
We can use.
Yeah.
Share the HTML or
Right.
okay.
And perfect. Great. Now you have camera for you. Could you explain the concept of rendering and so on?
Non, mais c'est pas. De toute façon, je vais galérer. Je vais lancer une application. Merci. So as we know, and as it has been said this week again, we are trying to get numbers and understand what the implication of this architecture. So we got the contacts demo that has been done by all the Telefonica guys, and we have seen that we can save time on for activities, for the main launch. One thing that has always been very scary is what's going on with panel navigation. We use traditionally single web page are slower to start, but then everything is loaded, so you should be faster to transition between panels using just a very light template. So we know it's going to be a challenge. So in the contacts demo you have seen, there was no pre-rendering, so I'm going to try to show what's a load without pre-rendering, a load with pre-rendering of what we have today, and I'm going to flash the device and try to show you what I'm looking for, but I need a few gecko fixes if I don't want this to be glitchy. So the idea of pre-rendering is there is a very simple API, and one web page can add a link in its header section and say, oh, I'm page A, and I think my user is going to go to page B. So please preload it for me, pre-render, do the layout, start to load all the JavaScript, and keep it in memory in case I need it. The good thing about this is the web page is just asking to preload this page. But the platform can decide to not do this. It's not a promise, it's just, I will try, and if I have some memory available, I will load the page for you. If it does not, it will not. It can also remove the pre-rendered page from memory when we are going to the background. So all these kind of things. So again, this is the same idea. Then exposing things to the platform should be good because the platform can help us afterward. So here I will load a page that does not have pre-rendering. It's a very small page. It's a new contacts page. So you should see the transition being a bit blocked. I don't know if the video will make this very clear. So there is a little delay when you navigate from the main page to the new contact page. So in this page, I have the main list has asked to preload a details.html page, which is just a template. And when we will click on a link, we will update the hash of this template, and it will populate itself. So the next page is already pre-rendered, but we have no details. I don't know if it's visible on the camera. It's normally much faster than when we do not have the pre-rendering. It's still a bit slow. The main reason for this is in order to not see glitches and some flashes, we are waiting for the transition to stop before starting to render the next page. So it can be a very huge thing on some device. We need to reload the page and repaint the page, which may take like 200 milliseconds sometime, even on this device. So the good thing is that we can try to parallelize both things, to do the animation and to start to render the page to have the texture in memory. It's a bit glitchy, so you will see some weird... you may see some flashes. It's not all the time. It depends on what we paint on the screen. Let's see. So I need to restart the device. Let's wait a little bit. Yeah, I can cut the video if it fails. We'll start it again. So I think the point of what I'm going to show is that the platform is doing the animation, the platform is doing pre-rendering, so there is still some place to improve, and there is still some place to do better things and make the animation awesome. So here I'm trying to do the animation and to render the page in parallel. It should be, I don't know if it's, yeah, it should be much, much faster. So, yeah. Thanks. Is there any question? Can I show what? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry. Those guys spend a lot of time. We bug them all the week to have this, and I forgot to show it. I'm very sorry. So yes. And so in all those demos, I'm trying to use the EV reference workload, because the size of the DOM matters when we navigate between pages. It may, as I said, make a bigger layout and a bigger paint. So that's what I want to see, like how long does it take. So SMS has pre-rendering as well. Yeah, that's it. It was very easy to add. It's just a link. I think it took you 2 minutes, Francisco, to add it? Okay, I was not next to you.
The major work was done by the SMS team.
Yeah, so they have split it all the stuff into views and so.
I mean, the major work was made by the SMS team, as they've been doing all the hard work of splitting the views and having the services. So once that we had the SMS app working separately in separate views, separate documents, adding the navigation was just using history back, replacing the navigation for changing the location to the new HTML. So the hard work is not that. The hard work is the work from these guys. But yeah, it's really nice when you can see the navigation working that fast. The integration for doing navigation is just getting closer to what web pages do, basically.
Yeah.
So I've got a question. If you're on the main index page with all the threads, and how do you pre-render? How do you know which thread view to pre-render?
Because I know everything about you. No, we do not know, and obviously we do not want to render 1,000 threads in memory. So we are trying to preload just just a template, the page with no information about, no specific details about your thread. And so that's what we are doing. And when you click, we are updating, we are just changing the location of the page, which is updating the hash of the pre-render page. So the page receives an hash change event and can do whatever it wants to with this. Actually, we can also think about if the page really wants to make sure to not flash in front of the user, it can delay the navigation, send a message using broadcast channel or anything to the page with all the information about the contact name and stuff like this. So we can pre-fill very quickly the header and then do the navigation. So you have control over this. And I'm trying to figure out if we can find a way for the page to give a hint to the browser to say, hey, I'm ready to be rendered. And
So does that mean that we're moving forward to other apps to NGA? Does that mean we should always use hashes to describe the idea of the piece of data we're looking at?
no, you should just use a unique URL. But hashes has the ability to not reload the particular page.
Yeah, so if we want to use that template strategy,
Yeah.
we need to use hashes.
It will save time, at least. Yeah, you can use something else, but it's like if you don't, as you say, we cannot. Well, for some places we can. Let's say we can imagine that we may allow like 2 or 3 pages to be pre-rendered by one application. So if you have your settings page, this one is easy. Like it does not need a hash, and we can pre-render it. We know it's unique. But for everything that belongs to a list, it will help performance if you use a hash.
Can you do a similar thing with the the location search parameter? Could you do, say, just somehow change, like I could pre-render the contacts view, but then if I loaded a link that was like question mark ID equals 123, could that work in a similar way, or do we have to use?
So the issue with search is that it reloads the page,
Okay.
while hash does not. So
Maybe it's possible to use push state, and so when you get the page, I guess you get the page show event when you go to the page after pre-rendering. Yeah, we get the page show event.
when you go to the pre-render page, you get visibility change event because page show has already fired. Page show has already fired. So in theory, I have not implemented this, but you should have a visibility change, and today the state of the document is either visible or hidden, and they have introduced a third state which is pre-rendered that lets you know you are pre-rendered, so you can avoid to do some stuff and do some other things.
So maybe on the page show event or on the visibility change event, you can push state so that you would get the benefit of not being re-rendered. And
I was just asking because in music we're kind of coming up with ideas how we can use service worker to do like pretty URLs that wouldn't use hashes, but would always end up falling back to the original index HTML, but with just various parameters that we can use. So we have the illusion of having like a real server, which might give us might let us do some clever things when we come to, I don't know, providing the different versions of the app or different versions of pages. So it's interesting to know if we are dependent on hash or not. If we are, then we can make changes.
I mean, you can fix stuff like we got this use case, so we design stuff on this use case. I'm fine to change anything. I was just. Yeah. It's a bit.
Thank you a lot, Vivian. You see, the demo was not that scary. Before continuing with the next team, I would like to thank you, Telefónica team. I'm doing this because they are leaving right now. And I really would like to thank you, all of them, for all the hard work that they've been doing during the last 6 weeks. It's been amazing. We will continue seeing the progress, but we just really wanted to thank you for the great work that you've been doing. And now you can go.